it's been actually more than 2 years since I have started working on my Toyota MR2 here. Now, in those 2 years, I have managed to go from being really stupid to being a bit less stupid. Now, what I mean with that is, I was cleaning out the garage the other day, and I found this. Now, give me just a second. I don't know if you can see this. If you can see, this is a socket wrench and some sockets. Now, this is a very cheap little, lame thing, as you can see. But it's actually the very first set of, sockets and socket wrenches that I bought. Now, and I bought this on the day that I decided, I was going to take out the engine from my car and, rebuild the whole thing. And back then, I was that naive that I thought that this set, this, I think it was like $6 or $7. I thought this was going to be, enough. It's sockets and socket wrenches to, to work on the car, get the engine out, and do the whole job. Now, this is what I mean when I say being stupid. So when you first start actually working in your car and doing everything and whatnot, you actually think, everything can be handled easily, and you have this, perception of working on the car that's so far away from reality, it's actually unbelievable. So the theme of today's video is going to be, don't be stupid, buy the right tools right away. I myself, lost a lot of time buying the wrong tools, trying to save money, trying to be cheap, trying to accomplish a goal, with the least input possible. After 2 years, I have definitely learned the lesson that does not work. You need the right tool for the right job. So use this video as a, learn on somebody else's instead of your own mistakes and, get the job done right away. So in light of that goal, I want to show you 5 tools that I have figured out to be some of the most useful tools when working around the car that are going to save you a lot of time and are going to get the job done right away. Okay. Number 1 on our list is something very simple, very humble, and very cheap. So what is this, you ask? This is a magnetic tray. As you can see, it has rubber on the bottom, so you don't damage your car, and you can put it anywhere on your car. Now you're asking me, why is this useful? Experts agree that whenever you work on your car, there's 78.5% that you are going to be removing a bolt. Experts also agree that there's 100% of chance that you are going to put that bolt in a stupid place and you are going to slam the hood on it. They also agree that the bolt is going to fall somewhere in a crevice inside your engine bay and you are going to struggle to get it out. Experts also agree that you are going to forget where you put the bolt. Experts also agree that you are going to lose your bolts. This little thing is going to stop all of that from happening. Now imagine working around the car, you're focused on your job, you're removing bolts, removing parts, inspecting parts. And when you remove the bolt, you have nowhere to put it. What I used to do, I used to put it in stupid places and forget and lose them, and then waste about 15 to 20 minutes walking around the car or around the garage trying to find the bolt. That is stupid, that is a waste of time. This is $2, put it anywhere, put the bolts in it, enjoy. Here's another one of my personal favorites. On the number 2 spot, also very cheap, very helpful, is your head-mounted LED light, or whatever light. Doesn't have to be an LED. Now, the engine bay is a very dark place, and you will often find yourself in situations where you struggle to see what you're actually doing. Now, getting a light is easy. You can get a, cell phone with a torch. You can get, another source of light or whatever. But although these lights sometimes are magnetic and you can hang them, they often aren't, directed at what you're actually doing. And you have to move them around, or worst case scenario, you have to hold them in your hand and direct them at whatever you're doing. Now, holding with your hand means you have just one hand to work around your car. That is very bad in many situations because you need strength, sometimes to unbolt things. You need your hand to hold something, you need both of your hands to work around your car. Now, this thing kills two birds with one stone. It's always directed at whatever you're looking at, it's always where you want it to be, and it also means that you have always both of your hands free. Again, useful, cheap, get it. Number 3 on our list is a multimeter. Now, this one is a vestige of my, days trying to be cheap and saving money, and I have still yet to invest in a, expensive and good unit. This is a $10 thing, and it's an analog one. I suggest if you're going to use these things often, and you will be using them often if you're working on your car, often, get a digital one. They are a bit more expensive, especially if you buy, a well-known brand. They're usually, $30, $40, but they are worth it. They are super easy to read. You need to adjust them never, and they are very, very accurate. Now, this thing will also get the job done, but it needs to be adjusted sometimes, and it's not as accurate, Of course, for $10, it can't be accurate. Why is a multimeter really useful around your car? Now, just ask yourself, how many times have you been in a situation where you wondered if a certain car part, is bad or faulty while you have been, troubleshooting around your car? Now, this thing is going to answer many of those mysteries without you having to go to the mechanic, or getting a new part and replacing the old part, just for the sake of a test. A multimeter can test your throttle body sensors, your airflow meters, your mass airflow sensors, your temperature sensors, your whatever you want. Almost all of the sensors in the car can be tested with a multimeter. And all you need is your factory service manual. You will use the multimeter to measure, resistances between, connectors on the sensors, and they will tell you very accurately if your sensor is good or bad. So definitely a great thing. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you trips to the mechanic. So yeah, get it, but invest in a better one. Number 4 on the list is a Vise. Now, this is the first Vise I used when working around the car. As you can see, this thing is very small, doesn't have a lot of reach, but I was for a very long time, cheap and didn't want to buy a good one. The day I bought a big Vise is the day that I got, liberated and able to do many other jobs I couldn't handle before. Now, a Vise is definitely an irreplaceable thing when it comes to certain jobs. Often some parts, are such that you need something very strong to hold them very tight in place, so you can either take them apart or, clean them or do whatever you want with it. Now, here's the Vise I have now. Now, sorry, this is going to be a very ugly background, but this is the Vise I have now. As you can see, this is a chunky, big thing, and you can fit whatever you need here. Now, Vises are great for cleaning parts. They are great for example, removing old suspension bushings. They're also, very important if you want, pull the gears off your, transmission shafts, or many, many other things that you will simply, find happening, experience while you're working on the car. You will discover these things, and you will thank yourself for buying a big, strong Vise. Now, these bigger ones are, usually a bit on the expensive side. Sometimes they even cost, $100 or even $200. What you can do, to save a bit of money is buy a used one. I bought a used one. These things have basically one moving part, so there's very little to go wrong. I paid about, $60 for this one, and I have to be honest, I am very happy with it, and definitely recommend getting a big, strong Vise. Last, but definitely not least on our list, is an air compressor. Yep, that's this big fella right here. Now, air compressor is definitely the biggest investment on this list of tools. But if you do buy one, if you do bite the bullet and spend the money, these things are incredibly versatile. The amount of tasks they can do, and in the amount of time, they get it done, and the amount of time they save you is definitely worth the investment. Now, the first air compressor I bought was, tiny little thing that, could inflate like half a tire and start running, and struggling. I got rid of it, wasted the money, sold it cheap, and bought this fella. Now, this is still not a huge compressor like the ones you will see in professional, mechanic shops, but for a DIY guy, this is definitely very good. This is a 100-liter compressor, 3 horsepower thing, and those are the most important things you're looking at when buying a compressor. That is the capacity, the reservoir. That is the power, which is measured in horsepower, usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is really good one. And you're also interested in CFM, which is cubic feet per minute. That is the amount of air the compressor is capable of delivering, during 1 minute. CFM is really important if you want to get into sand blasting and soda blasting. You need a lot, like 20 to get, to sandblast easily. 15, is probably also kind of good. You can get small things done. I actually managed to sandblast and soda blast with this thing. It definitely can't handle huge parts and needs to run often, but it is still definitely good for blasting smaller parts. It saves you money, it saves you time, and restores parts in a second. I actually blasted my entire transmission case with this thing and my entire engine block. Other things it can do, I use it to port and polish my head. It can run tools, like one of these air dye grinders. You can clean parts with it, blow out dust out of, tiny holes and crevices with this thing. You can wash parts with it. You can, if you get, the right tools, you can actually, unbolt and bolt down things with it. That needs a lot of CFM too. What else can it do? You can paint stuff with it. I use this thing, This is the basis, and all you need to do is buy the right tools, and you can get almost any job done with this thing. So definitely recommended. Maybe not right away. Once you start working on your car, don't be too enthusiastic. See how's it going. If it is a hobby for you, if you do like it, get one of these buggers. They're really good, and they will make you happy. So that's pretty much it for today when it comes to tools. I hope this thing, I hope this video was useful for you, and that helps you save the time that I lost a while ago, to get to a level of, doing tasks quickly and without much frustration. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more. And also, I'm trying out the new thing. It's called Gawkbox. What you do, it's completely free. You watch an ad or download an app or something, and I get money for it. Yay! And it actually helps me, earn a bit of extra money, so I can buy more tools and scale ever greater heights of car enthusiasm. Wow, that was embarrassing. So yeah, thanks. Stay tuned.